that sort of stands out that you were kind of chasing from behind for most of the day?
Yeah, I thought again, wanted the energy to be good in the effort, knowing that when you play 2 games like that, such short turnaround, and to be able to prepare, you've at least got to bring those 2 things to the table. And I thought in that first quarter, seeing the way that they were able to get 20, what they score, 27 points in that first quarter. Again, it's not the right tone that you're setting. 22, 18, that was good. We had some good looks early, didn't make them. Boxing out, I think, like, Phoenix delivered the free throw line and they did again. They get their 28 and they're up there in the league, and they do it different ways. Williams, Creaky, rebounding, Joe Chi, at the front of the rim. They cause problems. So trying to take that away from them and also take the 3-point line. And you can't take everything. They average over 30, or close to 33s a game. They're only around under 10. Well, they were at 11 today. Across the board, we weren't that far off, and you saw that last time we played here. Clearly, it was a different story and a different situation, but yeah.
Did you feel like the size was problematic, and that they are a little bit unique, as you pointed to, in terms of their willingness to post up and those types of things? Was it the size an issue?
I thought just on what we were doing defensively to combat that. So if you switch it, as some teams have tried, if you leave bigs on bigs, it's pick your poison on how you defend them. I think we gave them everything that they wanted, and they sort of had their way with us at different times. But overall, it's finding out, as you know, when you're in a situation like this, like we're Illawarra is, but again, you're in the battle with everyone else, and right now, when you feel like it's drifting, and as you look in the other room, everyone's happy. In the other room is everyone's sad. And what did I do? How come I didn't play? Or how do I get better? We've got to keep finding ways to keep coming together, finding ways to keep pushing forward. And again, the next game comes around very quickly again.
Yeah, it felt like there was a little bit of a bump, I guess, and there was a couple of positive games. Then you sort of lost 3, but then the game against Cairns was sort of scratchy till the end. Have you noticed anything in terms of trends that you haven't liked?
Yeah, well, I mean, I like how we push the ball, right? We do a very good job of that, and running off stops and things like that. Like, clearly we still got to find ways to keep the ball moving and set screens and do some things a little bit better. Some of our shot selection can improve, but that's for every team. Everyone will say the same thing.
And then I think turnovers today was another number.
Yes, we know.
How much, there's always a bit of both, but how much is the defense and how much is lack of care?
I think some of those, it's decision making, right? Like, and again, it's more reps and things like that you can do at practice and see certain situations so that you can make those type of reads and plays. You just got to keep working at it.
What did you see in terms of, they're a pretty talented offensive team in terms of seemingly always having the 5 guys out there that can do different things. How challenging is that defensively?
Yeah, look, Phoenix are rolling at the moment. They've strung together a couple of big wins. They are talented, but so is every other team in the league, and I think we just didn't quite execute our game plan to try and counter that today. They play well at home, and like Coach said, they like to get to the free throw line. So, yeah, we didn't kind of make them do the stuff that we wanted to make them do. They got to their spots and they made their shots.
How have you found this season? Obviously, there's been the changes and all those types of things, but late start to the season, it feels like there's never an easy game this year. There's no breaks in the schedule. How have you found trying to piece it all together?
Yeah, look, it's tough, right? That's how the season is. We've had 2 COVID years back to back, and now we're in a season where sometimes we play 2-3 games in a week. Just have to adapt to it, and it's been up and down for us. We've had some good stretches, some bad stretches, but right now we got to find a way to dig out of a hole, and that starts on the practice court. And in this league, everyone's tough. Everyone, plays a great brand of basketball, and on any given night, you're up for a challenge. Like Cairns and Illawarra went to double overtime last night, and we had to back it up again today. So, yeah, it's been tough, but it comes with the profession.
So, Joe, what was the message at quarter time, and do you feel as though the boys, I suppose, listened to that message?
Yeah, well, I'll leave that one private, but it was like in a nutshell of certain things that we can do better, and like anything, when you play a first half, you have a second half and you get a chance to go and push forward. And I thought, setting the tone right, thought that our starters would be able to get out there and do that as well.
One positive was Marshall.
Yeah.
Off the bench, very efficient with his scoring and made the most of his minutes.
Yeah, Marshall's been great. Clearly, he's a DP that's getting a chance to play without having someone like Craig Randall here. He's an elite player. He'll be part of our roster next year, and he's shown signs from last year, even this year. When I got to Adelaide, he was our best DP, and that's why he became a DP for us. And I knew early, and that's why I played him all pre-season, not only last year and this year, just so he can showcase his talent to the rest of the league to know that, he can play now, and hopefully he's a big part of Adelaide's future.
Sunday, CJ spoke a little bit about like a lack of energy throughout the game, and especially I guess at the start. Where you guys are at in the standings right now, and it's so tight to get into that play-in race and stay with the top four. Do you guys need to come out with a different mindset, a little bit more desperation through these next few games? Like, how do you try to counter that and make sure it doesn't happen again?
Yeah, definitely. I think energy is always something you have to bring, especially at away venues, because they're going to be amped up, ready to go. And the last couple of games we've haven't come out with the energy that we need to play at to be able to play finals basketball. So that's something we're going to have to get to the drawing board and address, because going forward, you don't want to start in a hole, especially against a talented team like the Phoenix were tonight and any other team in the league.
And do you have any explanation from a playing group perspective around this kind of little lull you've been in the last little while? I mean, you were playing some really good basketball a couple of rounds ago and it looked like you really found your way, and it's kind of just fallen away. Can you guys put your finger on what's causing that?
No, not at the moment. Obviously we'll go review the film, go over our processes offensively and defensively, and just see where we break down. But at the end of the day, I think everything starts at practice with us, and that leads onto the court. So, yeah, we've got to go back and review.
CJ, any update on potential third import?
Soon. As you know, it's been on the phone, talking to different people. I'd like to have a name for you soon, and when I do, you all will know. Trust me. I'll try not to wait, but it's, you also need to find a guy that can help your team. And as you see where we're at right now, we've had a handful of games without a player while we've been building forward and coming together, and then we've had the lull. It's all part of the process of going through a journey. It's not fun to be in, but it's also reality, and it's understanding what makes toughness, what makes you overcome some things and play from the heart and understand how to execute. And that guy needs to make sure he, as I said last time, he needs to fit our culture, help this team, and understand that he can be a big difference, not only for our team, but for our league.
Is that replacement likely to be more of a front court than a wing? Given what happened tonight, and again, not every team has a Williams and a Chi and every to counter.
Yeah.
Does that play into your mind at all in terms of what you need?
Sometimes the other day it was like, who's the best player available? And then it's like, oh, do we get a PG? And it's like, when you look all the way across the board, you need to narrow it down. And yes, we have done that. But again, our bigs, we've got a lot of bigs, and find it hard putting them on the floor at certain times. And I know that they struggle with, when they're coming in or coming out. But it's also part of where we're at right now.
I think there's a question from Zoom.
Yep.
Yeah, I've just got one quickly for you, CJ. You haven't had a chance to think about this yet because this game's so fresh, but you played Brisbane on Saturday, and that means you come up against Sam McKinnon for the first time. You've got such a remarkable history with him as a player, and your time in Brisbane together. What are your thoughts on going head-to-head with Sam?
Haven't really thought about it. I think, Sam's great. He's been an awesome player in the league. He knows the game inside and out. He's played his trade in NBL 1, and he's had got a talented crew up there to work with and put that group together. And so definitely happy for him and his situation. But the focus is for how do we go up there and get a win. Or play at home and get a win. Yeah, there you go.